Let's talk about the pros of buying here in Folsom Ranch. And number one, of course, is that you're buying a newer house or a brand new one. And you can see there, every single house has solar on the house because that is a requirement in California. Builders before had to have a hookup to solar, but now every single house here has solar actually on the roof. And roof is actually tiled roofs for the most part. Also stucco as well on a slab foundation, not a raised one. Obviously, another upside about buying a newer house here in Folsom Ranch is that they're built to current codes. Houses built in the 1950s and before that could have old electrical wiring, original plumbing under the house, so you don't have to worry about those deferred maintenance issues that you do for older houses. However, the con though, as you guys can see, the trees in the background, builders nowadays don't plant larger trees that you'll see probably in Midtown Sacramento or downtown Sacramento. Excuse me, I'm losing my breath walking up this hill here. You do have some vegetation here, but you're not going to see these like huge tree-lined streets like you do in other parts of the greater Sacramento area that were built many years ago. Another pro that a lot of people are not aware of is that we're still in Sacramento County. So Folsom is the far eastern side of Sacramento County. After that, we have El Dorado Hills, which is in El Dorado County. And the benefit of living in Sacramento County is SMUD, or the Sacramento Municipal Utility District. That's the electricity provider here in Sac County. And electricity here is quite a bit cheaper compared to PG&E. Approximately 40 to about 45% cheaper than PG&E. Another pro about buying here in Folsom Ranch is that you're not too far away from shops and restaurants, and also historical downtown as well. Historical Folsom. That's approximately 5 minutes away. You're also very close to Folsom Lake and also Lake Natoma for hiking, kayaking, etc. Wakeboarding in Folsom Lake, by the way, as well. Also, if you're really into cycling, Folsom is amazing for that. If you go on your bike, and there's a lot of bike trails around Folsom, but also heading towards Folsom Lake, there's a fantastic loop around Folsom Lake and a lot of bike groups as well. So cycling is very common here in Folsom. As you guys can see, it's fairly hilly here. It's basically the start of the foothills in Sacramento. Sacramento is relatively flat, but Folsom is more or less the first community that kind of has like rolling hills and more or less the start of the foothills here in the Sacramento region. Having said that, if you're also an outdoor enthusiast, you're only about an hour and a half away from Sierra at Tahoe, which is the first ski resort along Highway 50. If you want to go to, let's see, Kirkwood, Heavenly, for example, that's approximately an hour and 45 to about 2 hours away as well. So very close to skiing in the winter months. Folsom in general is also known for great schools as well. A great resource for that is greatschools.org. On average, the schools are ranked around 7 to about 9 out of 10 stars. Let's also discuss the cons about living and buying here in Folsom Ranch. And of course, regrettably, it's home prices. Home prices kind of start around $600,000 and can be way over $1 million, especially if you're looking to buy a dirt lot, pick all the fit and finishes in there. You can have options of hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you can get a house here into the mid $1 million range or $1.5 million range, or at the lower range of the market as well. You have starter homes here in Folsom Ranch, but in general, you're looking at around $600,000 plus to buy a house. On top of that, for these larger communities in California, here in Folsom, you have what's called Mello-Roos. Mello-Roos is an additional property tax you pay to pay for the infrastructure around the community. That could be paying for things like the roadway, street lights, sidewalks behind me, schools, parks, etc. The homeowners as a whole pay for those improvements to the community in the form of an additional property tax. That's called Mello-Roos, Mello-Roos, Mello-Roos. So you can pay hundreds of dollars more per month because of these Mello-Roos, which is obviously different compared to buying a older house. So for example, an area that does not have Mello-Roos, you could save hundreds of dollars per month in your property taxes just because you're not paying for the infrastructure that was built in the community many years ago, and also many decades ago as well. Now, having said that, you obviously get some benefit from buying these Mello-Roos or paying these Mello-Roos, and that's having these sidewalks, street lights, parks, new schools, for example. So it's not like you're just throwing money away, but it is an additional expense of your mortgage payment. It's just added in your property taxes. If you pay you pay your property taxes with your town account, then you pay it on a monthly basis. Another con about buying here in Folsom Ranch is the proximity to the houses. As you guys can see, a lot of the houses here are very close to each other. Let's look behind. You can see how the houses are really close to each other. So you don't have a whole lot of privacy. Some neighborhoods or some areas you do, like these houses to my left here, in which there's no houses directly below them. But some lots you can have multiple two-story houses right behind you and around you. So you don't have like that privacy feel that you would in an older community that has a larger lot, for example. So houses closer together. On top of that, you tend to have large or smaller lot sizes as well. So if you're looking for like a giant property having tons of fruit trees, tons of privacy, this may not be your neighborhood you might want to buy in. But I would say that I've always lived in properties that had very big lot sizes with large trees, which of course have a lot of leaves that fall during the fall time, a lot of maintenance involved as well, with irrigation. So there's pros and cons. It depends on what you're looking for. If you want something where there's a low level of maintenance involved in the house, this might be a great option for you. But if you want to have acreage and have tons and tons of fruit trees, then you're probably not going to find it here in Folsom Ranch. Another downside about living here in Folsom Ranch is that with all this construction and brand new houses being built over the next 20 plus years, is that obviously you're going to see a lot more traffic. If you have a 9-to-5 job, you have to drive to downtown Sacramento, your commute times are probably going to be extended as more people live in this community. You're probably looking at least a half-an-hour drive to drive to downtown Sacramento, given the current traffic conditions right now. But just something to take in consideration. If you work from home, then probably not a big deal at all. With that said, if we can help you make a move here to Folsom Ranch, then please reach out to us. You can email me at jason@meetjasonwalter.com. We'd love to be a resource for you guys. Hope you guys got a lot of value out of today's video. And of course, if you did, please hit the like button. More videos are coming, so we'll see you on the next one.